Michaela, are you still at work? There's something I wanted to speak about with you.
Hey, yeah, I'm still at work right now. What's up? I'll be off in a few minutes. I was just gonna head straight home afterward, though.
Perfect. Thank goodness I caught you just before you left. I need you to stay at work tonight. Natalie's having some trouble with her project right now. Could you head over and give her a hand?
Why would I need to go help Natalie? She's a big girl. I'm sure she can take care of it herself.
Well, actually, she has a mixer tonight. You know how she's been down since she broke up with her ex. This is her chance to get back in there and meet someone. She was really looking forward to it, but the work kept piling up. She won't be able to finish in time at this rate. So, could you please help your sister out and take over her shift?
That's crazy, Mom. Why do I have to help her? First of all, I'd understand if she needed help to finish. But if she's just skipping work to go to a mixer, no thank you.
Michaela, you're her older sister. You're supposed to be there for her when she needs help. This is one of those times. She said today's really important. This mixer could be the one to change her life. She could really meet the one tonight. There will be a lot of high-profile single men there tonight. Doctors, lawyers, CEOs, you name it, and they'll probably be there.
Let's just put the mixer aside for now. Realistically, I have no idea about Natalie's job. I couldn't help even if I wanted to. Second of all, I don't want to help, especially if it's just for some stupid mixer. I shouldn't have to give up my night for her to go gallivanting around town.
You work at the same company, don't you? Can't you just look up what she's working on and help her out? She really needs all the support she can get right now. Imagine if she hit things off with one of those rich guys. She'd be set for life.
Our departments are completely different, Mother. There's nothing I can do.
Stop being so stubborn and help your sister out. Just take her place for now. You're her sister, for goodness sake, Michaela.
Look, I'm trying to be reasonable. I said I could help if I could, but I just can't waltz into her department and do her work. I'd get in trouble. So don't try to push all that big sister mumbo-jumbo onto me. She should have thought about the mixer ahead of time and managed her work better.
You're so annoying. I didn't raise you to make a ruckus out of every little thing. I can't believe you're my daughter. I'm so disappointed in you. You're useless. I thought if you could at least help your sister, you'd be less of a disappointment. Yet here you are, avoiding any responsibility as my daughter and as a big sister.
She isn't my responsibility. I've done plenty for her already.
You're just jealous because your sister is prettier than you. An ugly duckling like you would never understand. I really thought you'd finally grow up and get over your jealousy and help your sister.
Fine. Just this once, Mother. I'll help her out.
Great. I'm glad you've finally seen the light. I'll let Natalie know, so just help her out.
Kayla! I just heard from Mom. Thanks for helping with my work. I think I'll be able to make the mixer now. You don't know how much this means to me. It's all thanks to my big sister.
Yeah, right. I shouldn't have to do your work in the first place. Do you even understand how much trouble you put me through? Just for some stupid mixer?
I'm really grateful. I mean it. Don't be so uptight. You should be happy to help your little sister out. It wasn't even that much extra work, right? I really did my best before I had to leave. I tried to lessen your work as much as I could.
You call all that work I had to do doing your best? I don't even see where you did anything. Thanks to you, it took me over 3 hours to get everything done. I just finished, for God's sake.
Did it really take you that long? I swear I did my best to do as much as I possibly could.
Given how much work I had to do, are you even doing your work? I looked through all the work on your desk and computer, but all I could find were fashion magazines and makeup left all over the place. As your sister, I really worry if you're properly doing your job. What'll you do if they find out you've been slacking off this entire time?
I think we have different definitions of what our jobs are. Yours is to sit at that tiny desk of yours and slave your life away. My job is to look as cute as possible. I do my best every day to make sure I look as cute as possible. You just don't understand the lengths I go through to look this beautiful. It's a sin. Everyone is so stressed with work they have to do. It's suffocating. I help alleviate that stress with my beauty. Just looking at me takes years of stress off of their shoulders. See, that's my job, so I work hard, thank you.
Are you being serious right now? You've got to be kidding me. You're supposed to be doing all this paperwork and making sure the proposals move ahead as scheduled. Your laziness causes trouble for everyone else around you. Everyone has to pick up your slack. It's not even that much work, yet somehow you've managed to build up this huge pile of work.
There's no way I can do paperwork. It's so tedious. It doesn't fit someone as pretty as me. That's for all the Uggs. If I type on the keyboard, I'll damage my nails. Who'll take responsibility if one of them falls off? Do you know how much it costs to get these?
How have you not been fired yet? You're just sitting around all day doing nothing. You need to grow up already.
Of course I still do other work. I smile while I talk with everyone and even pass out coffee to everyone. It's back-breaking work, really. They should pay me more. You should see how happy everyone is to have such a cute girl like me around.
That doesn't excuse the fact that you aren't doing any real work. You're bringing down the department.
Whatever. No one's complaining but you. Anyways, listen, you'll never guess what happened. So you know I went to the mixer, right? Well, it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Do you know the president of our company? Well, you never would have guessed it, but he was there, and we hit it off really well. Long story short, I think we have something special between us. Thank God I wasn't late. Who knows what kind of sleaze woman could have put her hands on him.
Wait, you actually met the president there. Are you sure you weren't mistaken?
My looks worked like a charm. We've already exchanged your Snapchats and numbers. I'm sure you'll be texting me any minute now, ready to invite me out on a date. I can't wait. This is so exciting. He better watch out. I'm out for blood. I'm gonna make him fall so madly in love with me, we'll be married in no time.
Wait, hold on. I need you to slow down. This doesn't make any sense at all. So you're saying at the mixer you just went to, you met our boss, the president of our company there. Not only that, but you got his number. Our company has connections all over the country and over the world. Why in the world would our president go to some mixer?
I know it's hard to believe, but it's all true. I made sure of it after I followed him on Snapchat. His profile and even his business card were legit. It's him 100%. This is actually the first time I've ever seen his face, but he's not bad. He's quite the looker. I wouldn't mind having him as my husband. Oh, can you imagine? Me married to the CEO? I'll have a ring on my finger before the end of the year, just you watch.
Don't you think you're getting a little ahead of yourself? You've only just met.
Oh, you know what? If he and I get married, that means I'll be the boss's wife. Once we're married, I'll be sure to have him give you a promotion. It's the least I could do, really. You were never the looker. You've never even had a boyfriend, right? If you don't have the looks to snag yourself a man, you at least need to have money. That way you can at least find some tiny speck of happiness in your pathetic life.
Huh, shows what you know. You don't know anything. Even I have someone that will marry me. How about them apples?
You can't be serious. Who would want to marry someone as ugly as you?
Go ahead and laugh if you want, but it's true. I didn't want to bring it up like this, but I'm actually already engaged. Before all of this drama, I was thinking about bringing him over to introduce him to the family.
If you're that serious about it, I guess it must be true. If he wants to marry someone like you, I bet he's just as ugly. Ugh. You two must be the perfect match. The two ugly ducklings.
Don't you dare insult my fiancé like that.
Oh, what are you gonna do? I better hurry and get married. I can't lose to an uggo like you. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna hurry up and set up a date with the boss and speed things up. Mother, where are you? I've been trying to contact you for nearly 20 minutes now. You're late for a dinner date. You were supposed to be here 30 minutes ago.
Dinner date? Are we supposed to have one tonight? I don't remember planning anything with you, though. Are you sure you didn't make a mistake?
You and Dad were supposed to meet my fiancé today. How could you forget something so important? This is so embarrassing. What will Clark think?
Oh, good heavens, was that today? Oh, silly me. How could I forget? I must have slipped my mind.
Yes, Mother. This was an important dinner. I told you weeks ago so that you could keep your schedule clear. I even checked in with you last week. I was gonna introduce you to him for the first time over dinner. Clark was being a gentleman. He's already my fiancé, so we wanted to greet you both and get your blessing for our wedding. What's the point of going through all the trouble of telling you early if you're just going to forget?
Oh, now I remember, that's right. I knew there was something today, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. I completely forgot. Oh well, anyways, it's not like it's that important. I don't really mind if we meet before the wedding, so it's fine. I already told you before you can do whatever you want, it doesn't matter to us.
And I wanted to have you meet him, Mother. You even agreed. If you weren't gonna come, you should have refused in the first place. Look, it's fine. I'll apologize to Clark, so can you just come to the restaurant and bring Dad?
Oh, well, that's a bit of a pickle. It looks like I double booked tonight. I'm actually eating together with Natalie and her boyfriend right now, so I don't think I can come. You don't mind, do you?
Natalie again? Not to mention she's with her boyfriend? You should be meeting Clark right now. How inconsiderate can you be, Mother?
Well, how could I refuse? They just became official. He's the president of your company. It'd be rude of me to refuse. Plus, he offered to take us out to an expensive restaurant. I can't turn that down. God knows the last time your father took me out to a fancy dinner.
So, you're choosing to have dinner with Natalie and her boyfriend because you think him being the president is better than my fiancé.
I wasn't choosing between you two. I told you I simply forgot about her dinner. Since her boyfriend invited me out, it would be rude to refuse. The dinner with your fiancé just wasn't important enough for me to remember.
I'm your daughter too, you know. You're the one who gave birth to me and raised me. You should take some responsibility. As my mother, you should feel obligated to meet the man I'm going to marry, don't you think so? From the sound of things, I bet you didn't forget. I bet you were invited to Natalie's dinner and you decided that between the two of us, Natalie was more important. Am I wrong?
It was an honest-to-God mistake, I'm telling you, dear. It's just so easy for me to forget about the things I don't care about.
So you don't even care about one of your only two daughters getting married, is that right? Just because I'm not as pretty as Natalie doesn't give you the right to treat me like this. I deserve some respect as your daughter and as a woman. I did my best to give you the benefit of the doubt since you're my mother, but this was the last straw. I just can't deal with you any longer. I hate all of you, Father, and especially Natalie. None of you deserves to be called family.
I don't have any interest in you anymore. My ugly daughter must definitely be marrying someone not even worth meeting. There's no need for us to meet. What would be the value of that? Is he gonna take me out to an expensive dinner? No, I didn't think so. Do whatever you want. Isn't that even better for you? You don't have to be considerate of your family. You're free. Just get married and you can live your own life.
You're going to regret it. You really don't know who my fiancé is, do you?
Why would I? You've never mentioned his name and we've never met.
I'm guessing you didn't even bother looking at the Instagram profile I sent you?
Oh, now that I think about it, I do remember you sending me a link a while ago. I thought it was too much of a bother, so I never probably looked at it. I guess that's what you young people are using nowadays, huh? Last time it was Facebook and now it's Instagram. It's all a big hassle.
Well, bother or not, I took the time to make one for you since I was nervous about our first meeting. There is just no end to your thoughtlessness, is there? I assume you still have no interest in my marriage to your daughter.
Huh? My daughter? Our first meeting? What are you talking about?
Excuse my rudeness and for my late introduction. I would have liked to meet you in person, but it seems you had a prior engagement and forgot about our dinner date. I'm Michaela's fiancé, Clark, It is a pleasure to speak with you finally.
Oh my, such a sudden introduction. I wasn't prepared for that. I can assume you're my daughter's fiancé, right? I really need to thank you. I never thought anyone would ever want that ugly daughter of mine, huh? I hope you take good care of her.
It's quite the opposite, rather. Michaela is the one who has been taking care of me. You've raised quite the daughter. She really is wonderful. Before we continue, I'd like to confirm just one thing with you, if you'd please. I assume from how you were just speaking with your daughter, you have no problem with our plans to marry, am I correct?
Yes, of course. I've already told that daughter of mine she can do whatever she wants. You're more than welcome to marry her if you want to. I'm sure she'll be happy with a low-class man like you. You two will surely enjoy each other's company.
Thank you very much for your blessing. I'm overjoyed that we can go ahead with our marriage. I'll do everything in my power to give your daughter the happiness that she deserves. As the president of NTech, I'll make sure she will live with all the luxuries that I can provide. I vow to never let her be in need of anything ever again. I'm gonna make her the happiest woman in the world.
Wait, you can't mean... You're the president of NTech.
Yes, ma'am. I'm still inexperienced, but I took over the position last year. I'm not as great as the previous president. I'm fairly low class, if I do say so myself. However, as someone who came from a low-class family, I'm excited to bring some new direction to the company. It's an honor to have your daughter by my side through all of this as we expand worldwide.
The world is spinning. This is crazy. So you're really the president of NTech right now. The NTech that pretty much owns the majority of the internet. The same NTech that Michaela and Natalie are working for.
Yes, that's right. I'm glad that you've heard of our company. We've been worried about reaching the older generation recently. I'm glad to see our work is paying off.
That can't be right. There has to be some sort of mistake, or one of you is lying. I'm together with Natalie, and her boyfriend says he's the president of the company.
Well, ma'am, I hate to break it to you, but that man is surely a fake. I'm the one and only genuine Clark Abel. Actually, I do remember meeting someone with the exact same name earlier this year. We both work for NTech, but he's not the president.
You've got to be kidding me. I need to get to the bottom of this right now.
It sounds like you've got your hands full on your end. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I thank you for your blessing. Now, if you'll excuse us, we'll be enjoying the rest of our dinner. Since you and your husband were not able to make it tonight, I've invited my parents instead. I hope you don't mind. Please enjoy the rest of your dinner with that fake president as well. I hope he at least told some convincing lies.
Don't try to confuse us. That daughter of mine must have put you up to this, didn't she? Don't try to fool me, you fake. There's no way that ugly daughter of mine could have snagged herself the president of a company.
How uncouth. I don't mind if you badmouth me, but you should show some respect to your daughter, my fiancée. I think we'll find out soon enough which one of us is the fake and which one of us is the real deal. I'm grateful that you've given us your blessing. It's the least you could do as a mother. Now, you've taken up enough of our time. We'll be enjoying our dinner now.
Give back my boyfriend! You don't deserve him! The real Clark is my boyfriend, not yours. An uggo like you shouldn't be with a high-class man like him. You can go ahead and have that fake I met. He's all yours.
What would be the point of that? He's my fiancé, not yours. I don't see a ring on your finger. So it looks like you finally figured out the truth, huh? I tried to warn you earlier, but you wouldn't listen.
After a little talk with Mother, we immediately grilled him about being the president. He couldn't fake it any longer and confessed to all of it. Just like your fiancé said, that man pretending to be the president was an imposter. Your fiancé is the real Clark Abel. It was all that stupid mixer. They were all a bunch of liars.
Oh my gosh, every one of them? Well, that's a surprise indeed.
Not a single one was a doctor or a lawyer. Every one of those liars was living paycheck to paycheck. They didn't even have stable jobs, can you believe it? Those little creeps all conspired together just so they could have a mixer with some cute girls.
That's no good at all. How could they do that? Those aren't the type of men you want to be dating.
It's the worst. You got my hopes up for nothing. Do you know how excited I was? I was gonna be rich. I really thought I'd hit the jackpot. I was gonna be living the life. He fooled me with his good looks. No one that good looking should be so poor. They're supposed to be rich.
Even if he wasn't the president of our company, he was still handsome, was he not? That's something.
It doesn't matter how handsome he is if he doesn't have any money. How would we plan for a future like that? It's not fair. Hurry up and hand over your fiancé. Gimme. There's no way he'd prefer someone like you over me. I'm in a different league than you. Your looks can't compare to my beauty. He'll definitely choose me over you.
Clark here. I think I have something to say on that matter. I'm sorry to say this, but it's already been decided. I want to marry Michaela. Besides, I could never marry someone like you. I respect people who work hard no matter what position they are in. Someone like you who avoids their work and passes it off onto others is very unappealing to me.
Clark, is that you? The president of the company?
Yes, it's me. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Clark, Michaela's fiancé. Despite how things have turned out and your attitude towards your sister, you'll soon be my sister-in-law, and I hope that we can get along. Unfortunately, because your family decided to be so rude as to forget about the dinner with me tonight, you've missed out on the announcement. Your sister and I have already decided to move ahead with the marriage. It'll be next month.
President, I didn't mean to be so rude. If I'd known about the dinner, I would have come. Anyways, don't be so hasty. You shouldn't rush into marriage. Do you think you should reconsider who exactly you'll be marrying? I know we've never met before, but I'm a million times better than that sister of mine. You'd be much better off marrying me. I've been popular since high school. I've never been without a boyfriend. That's just how beautiful I am. All the boys fawn over me. I'm sure you'd feel the same once we meet.
Another thing to add, besides lazy woman, I especially don't like women who try to make a fool of others. Not only that, you base the entirety of your self-worth on your looks. Only foolish women have that sort of mindset.
What do you mean by that?
I've had my fair share of shallow women like you in the past, and I've moved on from that phase of my life. I need someone with more than just looks. That's what I like about your sister. She has the wisdom and intellect that comes with age. I've already heard plenty about you from your sister and from your co-workers. Or did you forget that I'm the president? After my looking over your work, depending on the results, I may have to give you a disciplinary action. I hope you're prepared. Although you're my fiancé's sister, I can't overlook the incompetence of my employees.
Wait, why are you talking about disciplinary actions? I know I'm shallow, but I'm still a good woman. Why won't you just take me instead of my sister? It's always worked before.
I've told you before, I'm conducting a performance review of your work. From what I've gathered, you've pushed your work onto others on a daily basis. The only thing that I've found you to be the least bit competent at is getting coffee for everyone. However, I don't need someone who can only get coffee at my company. I expect more from my employees. I refuse to pay people to do nothing.
Even if it's just coffee, everyone is happy when I bring it to them. I'm valuable to the team to boost morale, don't you think?
So, you think just because you're cute and a good conversationalist, I should keep you around? What about the work you aren't doing? I hate to break it to you, but your team doesn't seem to share the same sentiment as you. I recently received a complaint from your manager the other day. They no longer wish for you to be on the team. They've requested that I move you to another department.
What? Those backstabbers? They were happy enough to flirt with me, and this is the thanks I get? What did they write? I demand to know. This has to be a misunderstanding. This is unbelievable. I've never talked behind their backs. You should do something about them. They're the ones creating a hostile environment with all this office drama.
I don't know how many times you need me to repeat myself, but I loathe those who can't do their jobs. I especially hate your type. You get through life by pushing your work onto others while you read magazines and laze about all day. I would never marry someone like that, let alone have them as my employee. With that naive thinking of yours, I think you'll be shocked to learn that no business wants an employee like that.
Don't get carried away just because you're the president. If you won't marry me, I'm sure someone else will. You'll see. There are presidents of other companies that would give anything to marry me. I can captivate any man. You'll regret turning me down after you marry that ugly sister of mine.
That's great for you. Good luck finding another president to marry. If it's as you say, you should find a man without any trouble. Well, if I end up firing you, you'll have more than enough time to go to as many mixers as you like. I think you'll find at least one man to take you if you keep searching this vast planet.
What nerve! Do you even know who you're talking to? I'm your fiance's sister. Didn't your parents teach you any manners? Do you think that's the proper way to be addressing your soon-to-be sister-in-law?
You may feel that way, but your sister doesn't seem to think so. She's prepared to estrange herself from you and your parents. Knowing that, is there any reason for me to act respectfully towards you? You've been less than respectful the times we've spoken. As a person, you only deserve the respect you've earned, even if you're going to be my future sister-in-law.
Is she serious? I thought she was only joking. She can't be thinking about estranging her entire family, can she?
Honestly, what do you expect? Your family is by far the most disrespectful house I have ever had the displeasure of becoming acquaintanced with. If it wasn't for Michaela, I would never think to associate myself with the likes of your family. You've been relentless with your verbal abuse towards Michaela. She's finally found a home where she isn't ridiculed or forgotten. Once we've concluded our business, please never contact us again.
Michaela, what's this I hear about you and your fiancé marrying next month? We've never even received an invitation to the wedding. When is the wedding, for that matter? Once you've decided on the date, you must let me know. Both your father and I will be attending. It would be odd if the parents of the bride were absent.
Who invited you? I for sure didn't. After all the stress and drama you've put me through, I don't think either of you deserves to be at my wedding. I very vividly remember you canceling our dinner when I planned to introduce you to him. I also remember your haughty, too-good-for-you attitude.
It's in the past. Can't you just forgive me? I'll never do anything like that again. I'll remember anything and everything you invite me to. Where are your parents, Michaela? Please don't say you won't invite us. I've never heard of a wedding with the parents of the bride not present. It's unheard of. What will people say?
Is that right? I, for one, can think of plenty of examples where they weren't at the wedding. For example, say the parents of the bride had passed away in an accident. That's only assuming the worst. There's more than a handful of reasons for you and father to not be at the wedding.
What are you talking about? Your father and I weren't in any kind of accident. We're alive and well.
Yes, but I already think of you as dad. You haven't been a role model and have actively put me down when I tried reaching out to you. Under these circumstances, I think I'm in my right to not invite you to my wedding.
I have been a great mother to you. How can you say that?
How can I say that? You've called me ugly straight to my face. You didn't want anything to do with my wedding before you knew who Clark really was. Besides, you have your beautiful daughter, Natalie. That should be more than enough for you.
I'm really sorry. I apologize for everything that I've ever done to make you feel like we didn't care about you. I'm sorry for only prioritizing Natalie until now, but I can change my behavior. You're my precious daughter, too. So please, can you invite us to your wedding? We would love to be there for you. Let's make up and forget about the past. Forgive and forget, right?
It doesn't matter. I've already made up my mind. I won't invite you to my wedding. I will never forgive you for what you've done. You destroyed my self-esteem. It took everything I had to move past it and move on with my life.
Michaela, we're family. If you won't invite me or your father, the least you could do is invite Natalie. Your father and I are already old. We don't mind if you never talk with us again. But Natalie is a different story. She's your sister. Don't you have any feelings for her? You need to look after her. That's your duty as her older sister.
Feelings? Oh, I have some feelings, all right, but none that I think you'd care for. She's an adult. She can take care of herself.
How can you say that? I'm sure you already know what happened to her. She was fired from her job. She's devastated. She doesn't know what to do anymore. First, her boyfriend turned out to be a complete liar, and now she's out of a job.
Yes, now I remember. She was crying while packing her things when she came by the office the other day.
Ever since then, she hasn't been looking for work. She's been going out every night looking for another man. Just the other day, she said she finally found another high-class man. And wouldn't you know, that man already had a wife and kids. She told me he would divorce his wife to be with her, but even I can't support a marriage with that much baggage. Even I have a limit to what she does. Please, Michaela, she needs help. She's becoming a homewrecker. That man's wife is even trying to sue her. There's not a day we can relax.
Wow, she's getting sued? I mean, I understand the wife wouldn't be happy to have her husband stolen.
I know it's her fault, but she needs help. You can't just ignore her. You don't have to forgive your father and me. Please, for us, support your sister while she's going through this rough patch. If things keep going like this, I don't think we'll be able to help her.
I don't think so. Not this time. You won't guilt me into helping.
How can you be so cold? We're the ones who raised you.
It's easy. You and father have always babied her. You gave her everything she wanted and let her do whatever, and now look at what's happened. She's made her bed. Now she has to sleep in it. If you've doted on her until now, you can continue to do so. In fact, why don't you use all that love you've been giving me to her? I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Even if she gets sued, as her mother, you should be the one to help her.
We can't afford that. What if we lose the house? Michaela, your future husband is rich. Surely you can spare a few dollars to help her.
I've already said all I wanted to say. Come what may to Natalie, or the rest of the family for that matter, has nothing to do with me. Actually, I might just forget about all of you, in fact. I always seem to easily forget the things I don't care about.
How can you not care about your own flesh and blood?
I'm going to delete all of your information from my phone and social media. I don't think I'll ever think about any of you ever again.
Michaela, stop it this instant. You can't just cut us out of your lives like this.
I think I can. This is goodbye, Mother. I'm never going to think about any of you ever again. Good riddance. Given my sister's track record, she never learned from her mistakes. Apparently, fake Clark had been doing a lot of shady things behind his wife's back, not just the affair. Natalie is still part of an ongoing investigation, and from what I hear, it's not looking good. His wife was the type of woman that was sheltered by her family. In other words, her family has money and lawyers. So they left her lying husband basically penniless and got child support and full custody, and she's far from done still. At the hearing, Natalie's parents were bawling their eyes out, but they had no choice but to support her. Their perfect daughter now has a blemish in their eyes, but that was just more reason to get her married off and quick. They constantly tried to set her up with men, but she would turn them down because they were never good enough. She even chased one down the street shouting, "Who would want to marry a bald old man like you?" The neighbors must think she's unhinged. That led to a huge fight, and Natalie started throwing dishes and glasses all over the house. The police were called and checked in, but left after they claimed it was just a family dispute. Her bruises and cuts were so bad she couldn't cover them up with makeup. In fact, she may have permanent scars on the pretty face she relies on so heavily. Despite that, it looks like she's still going to mixers almost every night, trying to find someone that will take her. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey, Jessica. Where are you right now? I need to talk to you.
Hi, Candace. Thank you for the message. I'm out at the moment, but I can message you on here. What's up?
Where are you off to? Why aren't you at home?
I'm just at the shop getting some groceries. Is something wrong with that?
Is that all? I guess that's fine then. As long as you aren't out cheating on Derek. So a little bird told me that you quit your job to become a housewife. Is that true? That's not the Jessica I know.
That's right. Seems news travels fast. I am now a full-time stay-at-home wife. I'm still adjusting to this new lifestyle, but it's nice to have a bit more time.
Why? I thought you were a hard worker bringing in the money. Just like your mother-in-law.
Well, originally I wanted to continue working and doing just that. Unfortunately, things have changed and I've had to adapt to those changes. I'm sure you know, but Derek has recently changed work.
Yes, he told me himself. Seems he found work that is better than the place he's currently at. That's my boy. Always moving up. So proud of him.
Exactly. I'm so proud of him too. Things are going well for us. He has a new job and with it a higher salary. I'm really looking forward to what's lying ahead of us. It's not without its downsides though. While he is bringing in a lot of money, he has a lot of overtime work and is barely at home. It was getting to the point where no one had time to take care of the home. It started getting very dirty and unmanageable. Because I earn the lesser out of the two of us, he asked me to quit my job and stay at home.
He forced you to quit your job. That wasn't smart. You could be earning 2 incomes for the house.
Not necessarily forced, but I agreed to it. He's not just worried about the house. With all the hours he's doing, he wants me to be there to support him when he finishes work.
Oh dear. I don't remember raising you that way. You should be capable enough to handle everything.
It's fine, honestly. When things change, you have to adapt. He's getting used to the new work lifestyle and I'm seeing what I can do at home. I'm sure his attitude towards work-life balance is different now. In any case, until he gets used to his new working conditions, I'm going to stay at home and support him in the best way I can. And I'm proud to do it because I love him. I hope he keeps moving up in the world, and I'm there supporting him from the sidelines.
Oh? I didn't know you were that type of woman, Jessica.
What do you mean? I think a good wife supports her husband in his endeavors.
You say you love your husband and you want to do the best for him, but I can see right through you. You are using this as an excuse to escape your duty. You know you should have kept your job. A second income is a sign of a good household.
Huh? I wasn't thinking anything like that at all. I actually like working.
No, it all makes sense. I know you set this whole scenario up. Quite elaborate, I'll give you that much. Getting Derek to change his job and forcing him to earn more money so you don't have to. It works out quite conveniently for you if you can quit your job and the house is still financially sustained. What do you think? Did I hit the nail on the head? Even at this age, I still have my wits about me.
No, Candace. That's not right at all. I didn't intend to do anything like that. I never even thought about it. And don't think I tried to convince Derek to quit his job. He came to me with the news that he quit.
Sounds like a well-thought-out lie. You're very good at covering your tracks, Jessica. I'll give you that much. But don't think it's that easy to pull the wool over my eyes. I'm an older woman, but my gut never lies. Not much slips by me. I've met many liars in my life, and I know just how to spot them.
Like I said, I'm not doing anything like that. Derek told me he wanted to change his job. Not the other way around. Trust me, I'm not happy about having to quit my job. I enjoyed working there, and there were a lot of good people to talk to.
Okay. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and believe you. But you have to admit, being a stay-at-home wife is quite an easy lifestyle. I know you're secretly content with this outcome.
I'm sorry. Easy?
Derek is very particular about how he wants his house. I wouldn't say it is easy. Of course it's easy! I don't know personally because someone like me will never stoop as low as to quit my job and clean all day. But I did have friends that chose that path, and I lost them because they chose that path. They love talking about sitting around all day eating chips and chocolate. The man isn't at home to put you in check. You can sit there watching dramas, movies, whatever you please. Could you ask for a better lifestyle than that? I honestly don't think that's the type of lifestyle I want from this point on. Like I said, if I could choose between the two, I'd much rather be at work than here. I know stay-at-home wives get looked down on a lot, but there is actually a lot of things to do. I want the house to be a place Derek wants to come home to. Do you hear what you're saying right now? Don't put someone in your position on the same level as real working people. There are plenty of young people living on their own with no partners. They find a way to get the housework done alongside work. Saying you need a whole day to just clean is ridiculous. Doesn't matter how much you clean your own house, it's never gonna turn into money. That's true. I won't be able to make money this way. But there are still plenty of ways to fill my time. After all, it's not always about the money. So what? Having a real job is arguably more tiring and respectable than just cleaning the house all day. People who have jobs bring in the money. And while it's not everything, it is definitely important. I'm not disagreeing with you on that point, but... But what? I really got to give myself a pat on the back to be working at my age. Unlike a younger, more capable woman that we both know. I can see this really upsets you. I'm sorry you had to hear this sad news. What was going through my son's head when he decided to marry you? For his whole life, I've been leading the example of what a great wife can be. Then he chooses you. That's really hurtful, Candace. Why would you say something like that? Just think about it, won't you? Both his mother and his sister Samantha have a roll-up-your-sleeves, can-do attitude. You would think he would marry a woman of that caliber. I'd proudly welcome a woman like that into my family. Even if he told you to stay home to do the housework, you should have assured him that you would work harder when you get home. That way, you would have kept your job. When he told me to quit my job, that's exactly what I told him. I firmly told him that we work as a team and it's not fair if I'm not working too. But he wasn't happy with me taking on that much stress, so I had no choice but to go along with his wishes. He told me the money doesn't mean anything if the house is in disarray. You should have told him no. Just look at his sister, Samantha, if you want a great example of what a wife should be. She keeps the house spotless and cooks great meals. All on her own, mind you. Not only that, she's the top worker at her company. Can you ever find a more capable woman? Samantha is an amazing girl. I won't argue that. I have a lot of respect for her. She always listens to her mother and has become a great worker because of it. She's leagues better than me when it comes to work. I'll say that much. I always tried to mimic her work ethic back when I had a job. She is fantastic, isn't she? I hear things like that very often. It's all because she listens to her mother. She knows I'm never going to give her advice that doesn't benefit her. She's turned into a fine young woman. Her mother couldn't be any prouder. Right. Samantha is great. Then again, it's not always about the work. When my darling boy Derek told me he was getting married, you won't believe how excited I was. The possibility of having another daughter and her turning out just like Samantha. I can't tell you how much I was looking forward to it. Then, when I found out it was someone like you, I was instantly disappointed. Since I've known you, you haven't lifted a finger to help me. Not only that, now you are going as far as quitting your job. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to fail your expectations. As far as I know, Derek has no issues with me as his wife. Seeing as I'm not working now, how about I make it up to you? I can come over from time to time and help you clean. It will be a good opportunity for us to bond. How does that sound? Well, you sure took your time. I shouldn't have to ask you directly to do these types of things for me. You should have the courtesy to help your mother-in-law from time to time. You're meant to be the younger, more capable out of the two of us. I'm sorry. Let me make it up to you this way. I promise I'll make up for lost time. I guess it'll have to do. Better now than never. Starting from tomorrow, I want you here at the house. Okay, Candace. I'll be there. What time would you like me to come over? I'm free all day. Let's see. I'd like to talk to you before I start work, so how about you come before 7? We are going to write a list together of all the things I want done in the house. I don't want to give you a moment to slack off. A list? That will help me keep track. Do you mind if I come a little bit later than that, though? Derek leaves the house at 7, and I'd like to be there for when he leaves. I like seeing him off to work. Yes, that's fine. We'll talk more about what needs to be done tomorrow morning. And let me warn you, I don't want you getting lazy and slacking off. I will find out. Understood, Candace. I'll do my best to keep your house up to your standard. Looking forward to seeing you. I was out going for a walk the other day and I suddenly remembered something. Your father works for the WhatsApp company, doesn't he? Yes, that's right. He's worked there for some time now. Why's that? I thought so. This is good news. Things are going to be a lot easier now. I have a task for you. Huh? What do you mean? Can you pass a word on to your father for me? Tell him that Samantha and her company would be very excited to get into business negotiations with him. She works for a company called Green Company. I'm sorry, Candace. Can you give me a bit more information as to what this is about? All right, I guess I have no choice. I'll spill the beans. Seeing as you haven't been keeping up to date, I'll tell you. The WhatsApp company is currently developing a new product, and they are requesting support from other companies. They have a list of companies they are thinking of working with. And out of those companies, one of them is Samantha's. I'm just asking you to put in a good word for Samantha's company so the two businesses can start working together. Make sense? This is a request from your mother-in-law, so make sure he chooses Samantha's company. Okay, I see what you want. But it's going to have to be a no. Why? We're family. You should help us with things like this. Look, it's not that I don't want to do it, but I don't think me telling my father anything will affect the outcome. He's not choosing friends. He's choosing business partners. So, he's your father. All you have to do is ask him. I don't see the issue. Being his daughter, you would think I'd be able to sway his decisions, but that is not necessarily the case. He's not the type of man to make his decisions emotionally. I've tried changing his mind on certain matters, and he is always stubborn in his way of thinking. He's also very stern and doesn't go out often. It's not something that I can just convince him over a cup of tea. I'm not following. All you have to do is put in a good word for Samantha. I'm sure it's not that big of a deal. I'm saying that even if I did that, he wouldn't listen to me. His dedication to work is on a different level. I don't think you being my mother-in-law would have any effect on his decision-making. Trust me, I've known the man my whole life. Family has no involvement in his work. Well, that's problematic. I didn't think he would be such a stick in the mud. Let me think. Your father is around the same age as me, right? I think so. Both of you are in your 50s. I think he's a bit older. He's accumulated over 50 years of experience, and he still has that conservative way of thinking. I'd hate to break it to him, but that stubborn way of thinking won't work in this society. He isn't going to go far in that company unless he takes a more flexible approach to his decisions. Just tell him what he wants to hear. Say that Samantha's company has the best people and always produces the best results. Well, okay. I'll do my best. but don't get your hopes up. At the end of the day, he's going to make a decision that best benefits his company. That's not acceptable. I know you can convince him if you put your mind to it. This is what you signed up for the moment you joined your family with mine. We are meant to support each other and grow together. Whether or not our two families grow is dependent on you convincing your father. Look, I'll do my best to talk to him, but I can't guarantee that he's going to choose the green company. Like you said, he's a stubborn man. Not only that, he's old, so he always thinks his way is the right way. I bet he is a hit with all his co-workers. Everyone loves working alongside someone that doesn't listen to what they have to say. Look, I'm not going to ask again. You will find a way to link the two companies together. I'll do what I can. You really shouldn't expect much, though. My father loves me very much, but business is business. Are you going to give me excuses again? That's not the type of mindset to have if you want to be successful. Or do you just not care about family? Does Samantha's success mean nothing to you? Of course family is an important value to me. I'm currently trying to start my own with Derek. If that's the case, you should know that this business deal will reflect nicely on Samantha. It's time you started thinking more about others than yourself. You got away with becoming a stay-at-home wife, but you won't get away with this. I know how you feel about this. Obviously, your daughter's success is very important to you. In the same way my father's work is important to him. I don't have as much leverage over him as you think. We never talk about business with each other. But look, I'll have a talk to him anyway. My word might not mean much, but it will draw his attention to Green Company. Whatever happens after that, we'll just accept it for what it is. If you don't have leverage over him, you have to find a way to have leverage over him. I accepted you as Derek's wife, even though I thought someone more suitable would be out there for him. It's time you did something that benefited me. And just so you know, I'm not asking you to do this. I'm ordering you to. If you can't get his company to work with Samantha's, you will never be in my graces. Are you serious? I've been here cleaning your house for 3 months now. Enough of that. You shouldn't talk about it like you are doing me some great favor. That's the least that you can do. So, now that you know what's at stake, you can sing Samantha's praises, or you can be shunned from your family. I expect to hear good things the next time we talk. Goodbye. You can't hate me just because I failed to convince my father. Candace, are you there? Bit rude to just end the conversation like this. Hello, Jessica. I heard the news. Such a shame to lose your parents at such an early age. There's still much more to life past 50. Your father still had a lot of spirit in him. You have my condolences. Have you already had the funeral? I hope you were able to mourn in peace. Thank you for your condolences. Just so you know, my mother is still alive. You're a bit more cheerful than I expected. Anyway, you are coming home tomorrow, aren't you? Hope you haven't forgotten what day it is tomorrow. I'll be mad if you did. Sorry, Candace. I'm going to stay here for quite some time. I want to grieve my father's death. I'll be back next week, I promise. I just need this time alone. What? That's way too late. You won't make it in time. You really did forget, didn't you? It's Samantha's birthday tomorrow. You know Samantha wouldn't miss your birthday. Don't be selfish. Don't you think it's better to prioritize someone who's already living than someone who is already dead? Excuse me? That is a really inconsiderate thing to say, Candace. Anyway, you still have to make up for what you've done. I thought I was very clear on what you had to do. I'm sorry? Have I done something to displease you? Do you really have to attack me at a time like this? I really just want to be alone. Ignore your sappy feelings for a moment. Don't think I've forgotten. I noticed Samantha's company wasn't chosen by WhatsApp for their development project. Samantha is not too happy about that, to say the least. She put in a lot of effort and expected results. Because Samantha is not happy, I'm not happy either. If you want to be welcomed back into our good graces, you should come to this party. Also, buying a nice present for Samantha wouldn't hurt either. I'll give you a hint. She loves jewelry. Come on. I really don't want to hear this type of thing right now. My father only died just a couple of days ago. The pain and sadness I feel right now is unbearable. Regardless, I'm the only one that can organize a funeral for him. I have to do that, even though I'm still grieving. With Derek busy at work, no one is helping me. Can you consider how I feel? I'm not in any state to party at the moment. I'll bring the tension down. Yes, it is sad to have someone you cared about pass away, but this is a birthday party! Whenever someone has a birthday, it is expected that all the family members come to celebrate it. Doesn't matter what excuses you have. Even if your beloved father has died. Birthdays are a very important tradition for this family. If you're going to be a part of this family, you have to respect our rules. Candace, what you're saying is absurd. I don't want to hear any of this. My father just died. Are you getting cross with me? You are not in a position to get angry with me. Candace, I know you don't have a good opinion of me, but I need you to answer this question. Do you know the person who ran my father over? Because I'm not sure you would be talking to me like this if you did. You mean the criminal? How am I supposed to know? It was probably some fool that was drinking all night. I don't know. Who was it? I see. I guess you really don't know, do you? Let me tell you who the culprit is. It was Samantha. Do you really expect me to go to her birthday now? What? Samantha? What do you mean? That can't be true. She'd never harm someone, let alone kill them. What happened? When Samantha found out her company wasn't chosen by my dad's company, she flew into an absolute rage. She was on the phone to me screaming. When I told her I was going to hang up, she said she would go to my parents directly. After that, she did exactly that and tried to meet them in person. She didn't even knock on the door. She just screamed for my dad to come out. This has to be a lie. This doesn't sound like my Samantha at all. I guess she was under a lot of stress. Poor girl. I never see her angry. Poor girl? I know she's your daughter, but are you seriously being sympathetic towards her right now? She just killed someone. Anyway, she was incredibly hostile towards my father, basically spitting at him to change the company they chose to Green Company instead. But as I have said countless times now, my dad is a stubborn man. He didn't listen to one word she had to say. He just slammed the door and went back to whatever he was doing. I bet he really hurt my poor girl. What a cruel old man. Don't talk about my father like that. You don't know a thing about him. A little while after that, they left their house for a little walk and your precious Samantha tried to run them over. My mother survived, but my dad couldn't make it. They couldn't even make it to the hospital before he passed away. My mother was distraught watching him pass away right next to her. It's unfortunate that this happened, but if you did a good job convincing your father, it would never have come to this. Your father is wrong for rejecting my daughter. Do you really think it's okay to kill someone just because they didn't choose your company? This is such a sadistic thing to do to someone. By the way, I should mention your daughter is in prison. You don't get away with something like that and not get put behind bars. Hold on. She's where? Are you kidding me? So the reason I haven't seen her and I also can't get through to her is because she's in prison? That poor girl. She needs her mother. You have to help her get out somehow. Like I care. She's a freaking murderer. I'll never forgive her for what she's done. I don't care if she serves a life sentence in there. She took a very important person away from me. I hate her. Don't say that about my daughter. You don't know how she could have been feeling. Her career is very important to her. Who are you to tell me what I can and can't say? You should say sorry to me for raising a daughter that would do this. By the way, Samantha had some comments about why she did this. She said that you told her to do it. According to her, you said my parents should die in a car accident if they didn't choose her company. You asked her if she understood what you meant by that. That's why she did it. She puts all the blame on you. What do you have to say about that? By the sound of it, if you didn't tell her that, my dad would still be alive. Is it wrong for me to have a little bit of animosity towards your parents? They turned my precious daughter down. My pride was wounded. Also, I didn't say go get your car and kill them. That's ridiculous. I thought my daughter had the common sense to know what she can and can't do. She's taken this idea of losing way too far. I bet you would like to get away with this scot-free. Admit it. You've spoiled your daughter. You can't blindly love your daughter after she does something like this. Not only that, you made her listen to whatever you had to say for her whole life. She has had complete obedience to you. You manipulated her and told her to kill my parents, didn't you? How can you be so vindictive? I will admit I have a little bit of power over her. Even so, you can't pin this on me. If I told you to do something bad and you did it, how can you blame me for it? But she is your daughter. I'm not. You have to take some of the blame for this. You are, to some degree, responsible for her actions. You know what that means, right? Me take responsibility? It's not like I was the one behind the wheel. I am disappointed in her, but I won't accept responsibility for this. By the way, Derek knows about this as well. He has decided to cut ties with both of you. He is as disgusted as I am. He is going to move somewhere you don't know and change his phone so you can't contact him. Are you serious? No! Not Derek. Not my only son. You can't do this to me. I'm his mother. You have to talk to him. Tell him he's overreacting. I don't understand why he would get angry about his parents-in-law getting hit by a car. They aren't his real family. He can't leave me. I'll never be able to see him. And if he has children, I won't be able to see them, too. I'm sorry, but that's the way it has to be. You reap what you sow. This is his decision, and as the man of the house, I respect his decision. I'll be changing my contact details as well. I don't want you contacting me either. Just wait a minute. Do you really think you can just tear my family to shreds? I don't have my daughter with me, and now you will take my son away too? You don't have the right. Excuse me? I should be the one saying that to you. You don't have the right to control what my family decides. You also don't decide whether they live or not. Even so, you shouldn't take your anger out on me just because of one error I made. There's no reason to tear my son away from me. That's too malicious. I'm sorry, but do you realize what has happened? I will never see my dad again. Do you know what that means? I won't be able to hear his voice. I won't be able to touch him, and I won't be able to consult him. All I have left are my memories of him. Are you so out of touch with your humanity that you don't understand this? If I did this to your parents, how would it make you feel? I've never felt this much pain in my whole life. I'd probably be very upset about it. If you had just listened to me in the first place about my father, this would never have happened. You and your daughter didn't have to do anything. You were wrong to think I could convince my father to change his mind. Anyway, I've had enough of talking with you. Just leave me alone. I'm sick of seeing you in my messages. It's just making me angry. Jessica, you aren't serious, are you? You wouldn't say this to your mother-in-law, would you? Do you think I would be saying this as a joke? No one is in a humorous mood after their loved one has died. Just calm down and think this through a bit more. Your father has just died, so I think your brain is a bit all over the place at the moment. You can't pin the blame on me for what my daughter did. It's not right. You don't want to tear my son away from me. Do you know how much pain I would be in losing my only son? Do you really want to make my son hate me? That's a really nasty thing to do. If we are going to talk about nasty, you should look at yourself. How can you call me nasty when you're the reason my dad is dead? The whole time you've ridiculed me and shown no appreciation for me cleaning your house. Do you need therapy? I think there's something seriously wrong with you. No normal person would treat people the way you do. What did you just say? Are you seriously suggesting I should talk to a shrink? Don't you dare insult me like that. Do you know who I am? You don't get away with disrespecting me like that. I'm fully aware of who you are. You are my abhorrent mother-in-law. I should rephrase that. My former abhorrent mother-in-law. Did you just say former? You're still my daughter-in-law. Not anymore. You are nothing more than a cruel, nasty human being. You and your daughter. I hate both of you. I refuse to associate with people like you. This is the last time we ever talk. Say goodbye to your son, too. You don't have the right to look down on me. Do you know who I am? I have the right to do whatever I want. You are no longer my mother in my eyes. Now, I have a lot to do. Don't contact me ever again. I don't care if you even died. I don't want the thought of you in my head. Wait a minute. We aren't done talking. Jessica, don't you go. Message me right now. Hello. I told you to never contact me again, but now you have forced me to. I know what you are doing. How are you not ashamed of yourself? Doing something like that to your son? Do you feel good after pulling a stunt like that? Oh, it's you. I was wondering who was interrupting my lovely dinner, and it turned out to be the incompetent girl that married my son. So, what could you possibly want with me? I hope you aren't going to say something that spoils my meal. Are you seriously going to play dumb? That isn't going to work. I know what you did. Your son Derek is very important to you, isn't he? Tell me, why would you do something like that to him? Children that don't respect their mother are not children in my eyes. So no, he means nothing to me now. I'll make sure he regrets turning his back on his mother. Have you completely lost it? He's a grown man. He can make whatever decision he wants. What he has done is unforgivable. He is still my boy in my eyes. What has happened to me and my beloved daughter is because of your family. He should have expected as much. You don't get away with disrespecting my family. We are proud of who we are and how far we have come. Even so, don't you think what you did is going too far? You're going to harass your son at work? Going to his workplace and calling him a good-for-nothing criminal in front of his coworkers is the most childish thing I can think of. That is really disgusting behavior. You could have gotten him fired. Don't you have your own life to live? Oh, just shut up. I don't want to hear this from you. You think I'm going to sit here and be quiet after you disrespected me? You can't pin the blame on me. This all traces back to your father not choosing my daughter's company. I'm absolutely speechless. All of this over one business deal that didn't work out in your favor. Your daughter would have had plenty of other chances to advance in life. I've never seen a person fall so low. I don't even think I can call you a person anymore. You're just the devil wearing a person's face. I've never met someone this evil before in my life. Say whatever you want, Jessica. You can't hurt me. But I can bet that Derek is having a hard time in his new work after being called that. Guess he'll just have to find a new job. Tell him he's free to move back closer to Mommy. Not necessarily. Things haven't turned out as you were planning. He won't be losing his job anytime soon. Why wouldn't it? Who would want to work with someone if they know they're a criminal? No one would, obviously. But unfortunately for you, Derek's new boss is an incredibly nice person. He made a big speech in front of everyone saying that it doesn't matter what his family is saying about him. Derek is still Derek. Because he is a respectable leader, everyone agreed with what he said. Ever since then, Derek has gotten along with the people around him. Your little stunt is a joke they throw around the office now. He's doing very well at work now. Come on! Are you serious? The looks on their faces were priceless. I saw them give him a dirty eye the moment I said that. Just so you know, the reason Derek changed his job in the first place was because he is on good terms with this boss. He has known Derek for a long time and offered him a good position at this company. He knows he is a man of integrity and works hard. Derek's boss didn't believe you for a second. Sorry things didn't work out for you. Maybe you should not try and do something evil like that again. Damn! You got lucky this time. Don't worry. I'll make sure you get what you deserve. I'm sure you will try your best. By the way, after you tried to humiliate Derek, I was thinking of a way to get back at you. Oh yeah? What did you do? In the afternoon, I made a trip to your neighborhood and had a little chat with your neighbors. I told them everything you've done and what type of person you really are. Especially about manipulating your daughter to kill my dad. They were quite surprised. It seems you've been showing them a different face than you show me. You did not. Don't you dare come to my neighborhood and mess around with my social life. Unlike the people at Derek's workplace, your neighbors love good gossip. I didn't even have to tell the other neighbors. They did it for me. Who knows how fast word will spread? Maybe when you go to the supermarket, people will call you the manipulative, murdering witch. That's horrible. I can't imagine a life of being ridiculed by people every day. How could you do this to me? Just to add some icing on the cake, I've told people at your workplace as well. The world really is a small place, isn't it? Your reputation is going to grow quite quickly now. Wait just a second. You have connections with my company. How did you meet them? That's right. My father was quite respected, and many people came to his funeral. Among the people that came was someone that happened to work at your company. When I met him there, I told him everything that had happened. You're done for. This is insane. What's going to happen to me? Well, who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if you got the boot from the office. You're a pernicious little girl. These are some dirty tactics you are using. I can't believe you are seriously saying that to me after everything you have done. You're the one that started this little war. You tried to defame me and my husband, and now I'm doing the same to you. I think I told you this after my father died. If you had just left me alone, nothing like this would have happened. It wasn't that long ago. Surely you didn't forget. Well, I'm sorry. You didn't have to go this far. You have to believe me. I'll do anything for you to forgive me. I'm giving you my sincere apology. Please go back and tell the people you were misinformed. I'm sure they would listen to you. I can't live my life with this type of reputation. Are you telling me to lie? All I did was tell everyone the truth. Also, I'm not happy until you experience 10 times the amount of pain I have been feeling. And even if you do, that still won't be enough. Come on! You can't do this to me! I'm your mother-in-law! You're meant to take care of me! You still don't get it, do you? I told you before, you are my former mother-in-law. I don't consider you my family, and I certainly don't consider you human. Far from being anyone I would like to save, I'd rather you rot in hell. Anyway, I'm in the middle of canceling my contract, so I'm going to go now. Enjoy talking to me while you can. Cancellation? Are you getting rid of your phone? Don't act so surprised. I told you before I would do something like this. Sorry, I'll leave it at that now. I'm confident we won't meet each other again after this. So good luck with your life. If you start being nice to people around you, maybe they'll respect you again. Hold on! Jessica, you have to help me! If we talk about this calmly like adults, I'm sure we can reach some sort of resolution. Jessica! After realizing everyone knew her true colors, Candace did her best to move out of her neighborhood and find a new job. Being in such a desperate rush to change her circumstance, she often got into fights with her husband. As you can expect, it eventually led to divorce. It's not clear what she is doing now. It is clear that when they parted ways, she was left with no savings. So she is probably looking for a new partner that will support her. On the other hand, I'm free of associating with Candace, but I still haven't gotten over the pain of losing my father. With the help of my husband Derek, I'm slowly getting better getting on with everyday life. In time, I hope to become a great worker, just like my father. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button. See you in the next video. Hey sis! It's been a while, hasn't it? How are you doing since the last time we met? Shut up and don't ever contact me again. Whoa! Hold on a minute. Aren't you being a little too mean towards me? I'm your little sister. Of course I'm going to be mean to you. Do you not remember what I told you when we last met? I thought that I told you to never contact me again. I also told you that we're cutting all ties between us. Well, I guess you're still angry about what happened. It was a long time ago, so I thought that you would have forgotten it by now. All I did was steal your fiancé from you. I apologized to you so many times that I've lost count already. Isn't it about time that you forgave me now? If you want, I'll apologize to you again. Well, I didn't feel like I was getting apologized to at all. I think that you were just saying it and didn't really mean it. I don't plan on ever forgiving you for stealing Kyle from me. Wait, don't be like that. We're siblings after all. We should try to take care of each other. You're really overreacting about such a small thing. It wasn't my fault either. What did you just say? I said that I don't really feel bad about what happened. All that happened was that two people who really loved one another managed to get together. The person that I loved just happened to be the person that you were engaged to. It was just an unfortunate coincidence. Are you really serious? Do you not understand what you did to me? Just calm down already. I contacted you today because I had some great news. Now I'm not sure if I want to tell you. I doubt that it's anything that I would want to hear anyway. Actually, I think that it would make you pretty happy. It's something that's really, really important. Me and Kyle finally decided on a date for our wedding. I'm so excited to plan it all out. No way. You guys are actually going to get married to each other? Of course we are. We love each other so much. I think that I really found the person that I'm destined for this time. Everything is going so smoothly. Once we finish our wedding, we're going to start designing our own house that we can live in. Okay, cool. Congratulations for everything and good luck. Well, I'm glad that things are going smoothly in return for completely messing up my life. What's wrong with you, sis? Why are you acting like you have no emotion? Stop being so cold to me. I'm actually kind of getting annoyed by how you're talking to me. Then stop talking to me. You really should try to clear your mind. It's not good to get so angry about getting your fiancé stolen from you. It happens all the time. Also, you and Kyle didn't really make a good couple anyway. You guys just weren't a good match. He's also way too attractive for someone like you. Someone else would have stolen him even if I didn't do it. It was a little unlucky that it just happened to be me. That's not something to get so angry about. You would have lost him at some point anyway. You think we weren't a good match? What do you mean by that? Well, he's the manager of a department at a huge sales company. He keeps on getting promotions, and it's been rumored that he might even become the CEO one day. On the other hand, you're just a boring secretary at some tiny company that I don't even know the name of. Do you get what I'm saying? He deserves someone that's equal to him. Well, let me ask you something then. Do you really think that you are an even match with him? Yeah, of course I am. I graduated from UCLA and I'm living a great life that most people would be totally jealous of. You really should check out my Instagram. I wear nice clothes every day and have so many friends that I go out with. There are always guys that try to flirt with me. I think that we match each other perfectly. Uh-huh. Are we done yet? I don't think we're going to see eye to eye on anything. I really have nothing else that I want to say to you. Would you please keep our promise this time and not contact me again? Stop trying to act so tough like that. I know that deep down you're happy that I'm talking to you. I'll invite you to the wedding, so make sure that you come, okay? You have to see me in my wedding dress. I'm going to look so beautiful. Make sure you don't cry when you see me. I really don't care about your wedding, and I definitely am not going to attend. Go have your wedding as you please, but don't get me involved. Don't bother sending me an invite, by the way. I officially decline your invitation. Save the trees. If you do, I'll burn it without even opening it. Hey, and sorry for contacting you out of nowhere. Do I have the correct number? I'm hoping that I'm talking to Mary's sister. My name is Hannah, and I'm one of her friends. Yeah, you have the right number. My name is Sarah. Nice to meet you. How did you get my contact number? Is there something that you need to ask me? I'm sorry I texted you out of nowhere. I got your number from one of my friends. There was just something that I really wanted to ask you. What is it? Well, I heard that Mary was going to get married, and I wanted to know if it was true. A lot happened between us in the past, and I'm not really in the position to ask her directly about it. I have no idea what happened between you guys, but yeah, she's going to get married soon. She told me that she's decided on the date of the wedding as well. Oh, really? Wait, so she's really going to get married? Are you 100% sure about this? You're not lying to me, right? Yeah, I'm sure. Why would I be lying to you? She's decided on the date of the wedding and seems to be really happy about it. Okay, thanks so much for letting me know. I guess everything is going to be okay now. Thanks again. You just made my day. Well, I'm a little confused as to who you are and why you're so happy. Would it be okay if I asked what happened between you guys in the past? It doesn't really sound like you're happy for her. It seems like you're happy about something else. Well, it's kind of difficult to talk about. I actually had a boyfriend stolen from me by her in the past. Wait, really? Yeah, he wanted to become a doctor and went to grad school to study medicine. Unfortunately, she heard about it and decided to take him from me. Wow, I really can't believe her. She lied to him that I was seeing other guys and made us have a huge argument. I ended up breaking up with him, and soon after that, they started dating each other. I'm sorry that happened to you. But after he failed one of the exams to become a doctor, she broke up with him and left him. I met him by coincidence a little while after and ended up getting back together with him. We talked things out and figured out the reason why we broke up was because of the lie that she told him. He recently completed his degree to become a doctor and is currently working at the local hospital. The only problem was that I heard that she had heard about him becoming a doctor and was afraid she would try to take him from me again. I see. I understand what's going on now. I totally get why you wanted to know about her wedding. I'm glad that you understand. I went through a really tough time when she stole him from me last time, and I didn't want to go through that pain again. I heard that she was going to get married through some rumors and wanted to double-check if it was true. I wasn't sure who else to ask, so that's why I ended up contacting you. Thanks for telling me what happened between you guys. I guess that you're another one of her victims. I'm so sorry that my idiot sister caused you so much trouble. Did you just say another one? Has she done the same thing to other people as well? Yeah, she has. The person that she's getting married to is actually my ex-fiancé. Just like you, I had my partner stolen by her. I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't believe that she did it to you as well. I have mixed emotions about the marriage, but I hope that she calms down once she gets married. I'm sure that once she gets married, she's not going to cause you any more trouble. Don't worry about her anymore, and I hope that you guys have a happy life together. Yeah, I hope that she leaves us alone now. Thank you so much for the kind words. We're actually going to get married by the end of this month. I'm so glad that I don't have to worry about her anymore, as it was making me really anxious. Oh, you guys are getting married? That's great to hear. Congratulations. Thank you so much for being so kind. I'm glad we talked. I'd better get going. Take care and thank you for everything. All right, take care. All the best. Hey, sis. I have some good news that I want to tell you. Do you have some time right now? What do you want from me this time? I thought that I told you to never contact me again. Don't be like that. You're my sister. Of course I'm going to contact you from time to time. It's some really good news about Kyle, actually. You want to know what it is, right? What is it? I decided that I'm going to be kind and give him back to you. So you can get back together with him and get married to him this time if you still want to. What did you just say? What made you change your mind all of a sudden? Well, a bunch of things happened, and now I have to get back together with my ex-boyfriend. Wait, what? Why do you have to get back together with your ex? Well, I heard that he became a doctor, so that's why I have to get back together with him. I've always wanted to get married to someone that makes a lot of money, and a doctor is very high up on the list. Anyway, I don't need Kyle anymore, so you can have him back. You must be so happy that this is happening. No, I'm not happy at all, and I can't believe that you're doing this. How selfish can you be? Besides, I don't want him back at all. Do you really think that I would still have feelings for him? You don't need to lie about that. I know that you still like him. Deep down, you must be so glad that you get another shot with Kyle. This is probably going to be your last opportunity to get back together with him. Better not waste it. What are you talking about? I have no intention of getting back together with him. What happened anyway? I thought that you two were destined for each other. You told me that I was no match for someone like him. If you match up to him so much better than I do, then why don't you just get married to him? Oh, that was all just a joke. I didn't really mean it. I actually think that you two make such a great couple. I'm sure that you guys would become a really nice family too. Anyway, I'm going to leave him, so you're probably the only person that would want to marry him. What did you just say? I'm just saying I'll allow you to marry him. Actually, I'd rather you stop playing games and get back together with him. Really, please take him back so I don't have to deal with him anymore. I need to hurry up and go flirt with my ex so that I can win him back. He was the person that was destined to be with me. Stop saying such stupid things. Your ex already has someone he's going to get married to. He's getting married to Hannah. I think that their wedding is happening today, actually. Huh? Wait, you're sure about this? They're getting married right now? Yeah, they are. Unfortunately for you, it's way too late to try to win him back. He's already going to be married by the time you get to next see him. Hold on a minute. There's no way that's true, right? Why would those two be getting married? Besides, why do you even know about her, sis? I've never introduced you to her before. I actually received a text message from her last month. She wanted to check with me to see if you were really getting married. She had her wedding coming up and was worried about you trying to steal him from her again, and that's why she contacted me. Are you kidding me? She's sneaking around calling my family behind my back? I heard about everything that you did from her. You're such a lowlife. You tricked them into breaking up, and then you swooped in and started dating him as soon as they broke up. Then you dumped him pretty much straight after. Now that you heard that he's become a doctor, you suddenly want to get back together with him. I can't believe that those two got back together! Now they're getting married as well? I really can't let this happen. Why would they need your permission to get married? Your friend's going to get married, so you should be happy for her. Maybe they're meant to be together, since they decided to get married even after you broke them up once. They still ended up together, despite your sabotage. But this isn't fair to me at all. I wanted to get married to a doctor as well. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? Are you not happy enough with what you have already? Kyle works a great job at a famous sales company, right? I thought that he was going to become the future CEO or something. Surely he's good enough for a girl like you. You're happy as long as your Instagram looks appealing, right?
What are you talking about? Of course I'm not happy with him. There's so many things that I want him to fix.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Stop acting like you don't know. You were the one that was about to marry him. I'm sure you know all of his faults as well as I do.
What are you talking about?
I didn't know that he was sleeping around with other women. I thought that it was just me. On top of that, he has no money in his bank account. Why would I want to get married to someone like that?
Wait, he's sleeping around with other women now? Also, did you say he doesn't have any savings? I didn't know about either of that.
We're planning to have our wedding this weekend. He told me yesterday that there were some things that he needed to confess before we got married. He confessed to me that he currently doesn't have any savings and that he's cheating on me with 5 other women right now.
Whoa, that many? Also, what in the world happened to his savings? I'm so surprised by that.
I thought that the only person that he loved was me. I was so shocked when he told me all this yesterday. The women he's sleeping with aren't just one-night stands either. He says he sees them all a couple of times a month. Also, he told me that he has no intention of ending the relationship that he has with all of them. Can you believe it? We're meant to be getting married in a few days' time. The only reason that he decided to marry me was because I was the youngest one of them all. He says that he loves them all and loves me equally, so he can't just choose one person to have a relationship with.
That's kind of crazy.
He's currently dating 6 people, including me, and that's why he doesn't have any savings left. He uses up all of his salary that he earns on the dates that he has. I checked the remaining balance in his bank account, and it really did say 0.
That's unbelievable. I really didn't think that he was that kind of person. At least when I was dating him, he seemed normal.
It's terrible, right? I can't believe he did this to me. I asked him to be faithful to me, but he said that he doesn't really want to change the way he lives for my sake. He told me that I should be happy that he chose me as his wife. That was the end of our conversation. I don't know what to do now. You actually knew all about this, didn't you?
Of course not. I wouldn't have gone out with him if I knew about that. I didn't notice him cheating on me, and I didn't know about his savings either. Well, I'm so glad that I didn't end up getting married to him then. I'm so relieved right now.
What is wrong with you? I don't want to get married to him either, but I don't have a choice now.
You guys haven't got him married yet, so why don't you just break up with him? I don't think it's too late yet.
I told you that I want to break up with him, but I don't have a choice now. After I told him that I wanted to break up with him, he said I'd have to pay the wedding cancellation fees if I wanted to leave. The wedding is happening pretty soon, and we have to pay almost the entire fee of the wedding if we want to cancel it. The bill is almost $40,000.
That much?
Then he said that if I can't pay the cancellation fees, then I'd have to just get married to him. He told me not to embarrass him anymore and left.
I had no idea he would do something like this.
Anyway, that's why I need you to take my place at the wedding and get married to him. Then I wouldn't have to pay any cancellation fees, right?
Of course I'm not going to do that, you idiot. Don't get me involved in the mess that you got yourself into. I can't believe you'd even ask me.
What? You're just going to abandon me?
This is all your fault, you know. You were the one that took him from me in the first place. You said that he didn't deserve to have someone like me by his side. You also said that you were a perfect match for him. You can deal with this yourself, seeing as you were the one that created the mess. Hello, Hannah. Congratulations for getting married. My younger sister Mary got married to my ex-fiancé this past weekend as well. I thought that I would just let you know what happened in case you were curious.
Thank you so much for letting me know. So, she actually had her wedding then. I'm a little surprised. Now that she's married and has her own family, I think that I can finally relax.
Yeah, I guess you should be fine now. I'm pretty sure that she's way too busy dealing with other matters right now. I don't think that she's going to cause you guys any more trouble. Currently, she is busy running away from her husband and probably has no time to think of you or your husband.
Wait, why does she have to run away?
Well, the guy that she got married to was actually cheating on her with 5 other women. He spent all his savings on his girlfriends and doesn't have any money left at all. Their married life is the complete opposite of what she thought it would be like.
Wow, that's so crazy. Wasn't the person that she got married to the person that used to be your fiancé? Was he always that kind of person?
I guess so, but I only found out about it recently. I'm actually really glad that she decided to steal him from me. Otherwise, I might have been the one that had to get married to that monster.
Well, I'm really happy for you. You really dodged a bullet there. I can't imagine how terrible it would be to be married to a guy like that.
I know, right? Anyway, I really think that there is no need for you to worry about her anymore. I'll make sure to contact you if she tries to get up to something. You just got married, so focus on enjoying your new life together with your husband.
Yes, I will do that. Thank you so much for everything. Hey, sis! Please, I'm begging you to help me out. I'll give him back to you. I really don't want to be with Kyle anymore.
How many times do I have to tell you this? You made your decision. I don't want anything to do with Kyle either. Don't try to return him to me because you changed your mind. That's not how it works.
And what am I supposed to do? Why do I have to go through this? It's not fair!
Why are you asking me? This was the result of your actions.
I've also been getting messages from the other women that he's seeing. They keep threatening me and saying that I shouldn't get ahead of myself just because I was the one that got married to him. I'm scared that they might try to do something to me. He also told me that I'm going to have to pay all the living expenses from now on because he uses up all his salary on the other women. This is not the married life that I signed up for. In fact, it's the complete opposite.
Well, your married life sounds so miserable just listening to it. I'm so glad that I'm not the one in your position.
I also contacted Mom and Dad for help, but they didn't help at all. They told me that I should be happy that they even allowed me to get married to him after I stole him from you. They told me to clean up my own mess for a change. Can you believe it? Don't you think that's so mean? They should love and support me. I'm their child, after all.
No, I think that they dealt with you correctly. Mom and Dad are such great people. I have no idea how you managed to grow up like you did.
I'm going to cry. Everybody thinks I deserve this. I contacted my friends for help too, but none of them want anything to do with me. Apparently Hannah's been telling everyone about my marriage and my past. Now no one wants to talk to me anymore. I even had someone tell me to my face I got what was coming to me, and that she hopes I learn the lesson.
I didn't know Hannah was doing that for me. I should send her a message and thank her. We kind of bonded over you stealing the guy we were with. I hope that she continues to share the story of what happened to more people.
You're the only person that I have left that I can depend on. Although he doesn't have any savings and he cheats on me, he's actually a pretty good person. I think that he's the perfect person for you. Would you please get back together with him? I'm begging you.
Why do you think that he's the perfect person for me? I actually think that he's the perfect person for you, especially after finding out what kind of person he really is.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
You're the kind of person that betrays your friends and family. He's the kind of person that betrays his wife and girlfriends. I think that you guys are a perfect match for each other.
That's not true at all. I really do regret what happened, and I want to apologize to you about it all. So please, would you help me out so that I can get divorced? No matter how many times I ask him, he won't sign the divorce papers.
That must mean that he loves you that much. You said yourself he's a pretty good guy. Maybe he is your perfect match. I'm so jealous that you managed to marry a guy that is never going to let you go. That's so romantic. I'm so glad that you managed to marry such a wonderful person.
I know that you don't mean any of what you just said. I'm begging you, please, get back together with him. I really don't know how else to get out of this situation. I promise that I'll never take your boyfriend or fiancé from you ever again.
Hey, it's way too late to make a promise like that. Nothing's going to change now. You guys are just like each other, so try to get along as best you can. Enjoy your new married life together.
Wait! Don't just abandon me. You can't leave yet. We haven't solved anything yet. Please, I'm really begging you this time. I'll literally do anything for you. I'm telling you that I'll give him back to you. Please accept my generous offer. I'll go and apologize to Hannah about what I did to her and her guy. I'll come to your place and apologize to you directly, too. So, please, help me out. I can't live like this any longer. Please get me out of here right now.
A little while later, I heard that Mary had become pregnant with Kyle's child. After finding out about the pregnancy, she finally gave up on trying to get divorced. Currently, they are still living together and are not getting along very well. Even after finding out that he was going to become a dad, Kyle didn't decide to change his lifestyle at all. He still goes out to sleep with the other women that he has relationships with and spends all of his salary on them. It seems like he has no intention to change the way he lives even after their child is born. Hannah seems to be living a pretty good married life with her husband being a doctor. Every time Mary sees posts about Hannah on social media, she becomes hysterical, realizing the kind of life that she missed out on. I hope that Hannah continues to post more of her happy life on social media. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and pressing the like button.